Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to the Vintage Story Guide. We are back in the world after having just put the finishing touches on our breakfast room up here with our new poppy-covered sink, complete with faucet and functioning water and a drain, as well as our new knife rack with cutlery that really blends into the background, and a secret hidden trunk back here, which interestingly, if I hover over the trunk with the cursor, you'll see at the top that it says the stored food perish speed is 0.31, which is only a tiny bit worse than our little pantry downstairs. It occurs to me, as I've been sort of putzing around the house in between the episodes, that we have been kind of mostly stuck at home for a while, aside from a couple of brief forays, one to get the pink marble and one to get the greenstone, from which was quite a distance away. But I think it's time that we actually have an episode where we actually go out and do something and find stuff, because there are a couple of things that I want to get into that require resources we can't just bring home and set up and farm, and which we haven't found yet. One of those is pretty simple to get, because we have a prospecting pick, and we have been tapping around all over the place, and right up in here, I think it is. No, maybe it's farther up. Here we go. Right near our home, we have 2 chunks of high cassiterite at 0.2 per meal absolute value, along with the chance of finding borax in this one. And I want to get some more tin so we can make some more lanterns. The second thing that I want to find is we need resin. And normally we would find resin in pines, but we're in the south. And while you can find pines occasionally high up in the mountains, there aren't a ton of them. So our best bet may be to find resin coming from acacia trees, which I did confirm on the Vintage Story Discord they do spawn in the world. And so we're going to go and find some today, I hope. And we're going to bring all that back, and we are going to sit on it like a dragon on its hoard of gold and jewels and stuff. But first, I'm going to get ready for our adventure by making us some pineapple pies, if I can find my knife, and I'm also going to make some tools wherever I think I need more, and then we will get going. With that being said, let's get to it. Okay, we are off on a rifty day, apparently. And the first place I want to check out is to the south of us, where we first got our hands on both acacia and ebony. I didn't really spend much time looking at the trees, aside from, hey, acacia, chop it down. So today, I think we're going to take a closer look. And if you look at the map here, down where we're going, so here's where we got our first acacia and ebony trees, and I want to take a look at these guys. And also a bit farther south, there's another little forest here, and then down here as well. So we have 3 places to check out for potential resin very close to home, and I'm hoping at least one of them has something for us. But let's go see. You're a black bear, aren't you? We need to deal with you. Hey, buddy. Or not. Yeah, black bear. That's right. Yeah, we don't need black bears around here, because they are highly aggressive. And how many arrows have I lost? 3. 3 arrows. Oh, nope. 2 arrows. Okay. Hello, Mr. Black Bear. And you are Mr. Black Bear. Got meat, rawhide, fat, and bone. I will take it all. And the reason I'm taking it all is, one, I do want to use some bone meal at some point. Oh, lost 1 arrow apparently. Cool. Anyway, we always want more fat, especially since we're going to get into more mechanization again. And that's actually the reason why I want the resin, is that I want to get into more windmills. And while we have all of the requisite linen, we don't have any of the resin that we need in order to make things stick together, I guess. I assume that's why you need resin. But fat is the other half of that. Fat for greasing hinges and bearings and other odds and ends. So we do need to make sure we have that too. And hey, this pomegranate tree is 9.2 days away from fruiting. Cool. We will have to come back here pretty soon then. Okay, here we are approaching. Now these first couple trees are ones that we've replanted, so we're not going to have anything on here, because they have to be wild trees, just like the pine trees. And it is just acacia, not ebony. So let's take a look around some of these trees here. And by some, I mean all of these trees, because this resin is probably hard to find, if it's anything like it is up north. Now, as far as the hyena threat goes, I'm kind of looking forward to dealing with them, because they should provide us some more fat. Unlike these guys, who'll give us no fat. Wow. Hi, buddy. Yeah. As I was saying, the hyenas will give us fat if we can kill them, and that will just add to our stock of useful materials for mechanical stuff. Got one more tree here to check out. Nope. And I'm looking more at the tooltip at the top of the screen than I am looking for yellow goop sticking off the tree. Just because the yellow goop could be on any side of the block, whereas the tooltip will tell you 100% of the time. Now, one thing I noticed while we were looking for resin the first time around is that it almost seems like if there is going to be resin in an area, there's usually a lot of it. So I do wonder if, you know, we're here and we don't see much, if we're just very unlikely to find it here because it's not an area that's sort of set to have an abundance of it. So I wonder if we'll get to some point, maybe in the next 2 or 3 stands of acacia that we check, where suddenly we'll find tons of it in comparison to here where we found exactly 0. Okay, well that stand was a bust. This one is more of a continuation of that stand, but I'll check anyway. Not seeing anything. I did spy, of all things, a pine tree down here. Hello. I don't think that's indicative of anything, but I guess we'll find out. Yep, pine trees. Look at that. Interesting. A little grove of pines here. And more acacia to check out. Let's hop up here, why not? Okay, checking out the acacias down on the ground again. Haven't found any... Oh, hyenas, there we go. There are some. Now, those pine trees didn't have anything on them either. There's some more of them. So, I'm wondering if the same type of areas that would have resin on pines would have it on acacia as well. Consolation prize. Thank you. And I got a pine cone. And we'll hang on to it for now, I guess. Back to the search. Do I spy, with my seraph eye, some more hyenas? Yes, I do. Hello. Goodbye. Goodbye. Anything crazy in here I have to worry about? No. Just gonna clean these guys up, and then we'll go check out that tree that I spied over there. which I believe has some resin. Okay, I think I got all the hyenas. And I think I harvested all of them. And I got, I think, 5 or 6 of them. Enough for this much raw bushmeat. And, yep, bunch of fat and rawhide. Good stuff. So, let's see if we can... Ah, there's one. Yeah, check it out. And right-click, and good. Our automatic waypoints are working. Look at that. Look at that resin. We have not seen that in a while. And look at that. I spy one over here. Oh, I think we're in the right place, my friends. I think we are in the right place. Who knew that resin was just so close, right around the corner from home? I didn't. I was fully expecting to have to go, like, way down here somewhere to find resin, but here we are. Well, let's see how much we get around here. And I wonder if any of these trees will have more than one. I know some of the taller pines did occasionally. Nice, very nice. Well, I'm going to keep taking a walk through these trees very methodically. And I will bring you all back when we figure out just how much resin we got from this outing. Okay, well, I was going to surprise you all, but I guess you just had to butt in. I did not find any more resin over there, just these 3. I did just chase these hyenas around. Oh, well, thanks, hyenas. Sure, why not? Got 4. Up to 4 now. But I wanted to stop here and say hello to this guy, maybe even spend the night in, in Quill's very comfy-looking aged wooden bed. Of course, I did bring mine with me, but, you know. Hello, treasure hunter trader. Hey. You know, I like having one of you close by because you are nice for trading bread. Of course, you want rye and boring bread, not yummy southern breads. But that's okay. That is a-okay. Ooh, a seed vessel for 6 gears? Wow, that is cheap. Well, I think, Quill, I hate to say it, but we might just want to, bed down for the evening, because it's going to get pretty gross out. And speaking of gross, I'm going to just bury this nasty meat somewhere near you, so I'm really sorry. Good night. Thanks for the bed. Alright, good morning, everyone. I'm just out here cleaning up my mess from last night, which included some drifter mop-up. I think that's everything. Is there one more over here? Ah, there was. Okay. Okay, junky meat going in the drink. Bye. Cool. So we've gotten 4 pieces of resin, and we have, due to that, 4 resin marked on our map, which is great. And oh hey, well, here is something we haven't seen before, although I think we've seen them in passing, but I haven't really brought any attention to them because we either had full inventories or were in a rush. But there are bony cow skulls in the game, and we can pick them up and we can decorate with them. We can put them on the ground if we found them, or on the sides of blocks, so they can be cool, like decorations for, like, over a door or something. Anyway, they can be kind of neat. So we have room, why not? We'll bring it with us. And now let us continue our hunt for more resin, because while 4 is a good start, that is, I'm pretty sure, not even enough for one complete single windmill and setup. Okay, well, I'm going to get going and keep my search going, and I'll bring y'all back when I have something interesting to report, such as not hyenas. Hello. Okay, well, I am back around to about where we started. It wasn't a long loop, apparently. But these are the trees that I checked out on our way down. But you know what? I kind of feel like my spidey senses are tingling about this hole. So I say we go and take a real quick peek. Not too far. Well, My spidey senses are tingling, sort of. Yeah, can you guys not? Well, never mind. I don't feel like getting that into it with them. I think I'm not satisfied with just 4 resin, so let's head down to this area here, which this might be jungle. I hope it's not. But let's go take a look down there and see what we find. I'll meet y'all there. Okay, so it's not jungle. It's also very pitly, but it is also not acacia. We have a sort of tempered... Whoa. That almost seems like a bug, honestly. That's just so much oak. Crazy. So, yeah, we're not going to find anything here. So, I think our next port of call is going to be down here, I think. It's a bit of a hike, but not too awful for finding a rare resource like resin. But, you know, if we go across this lake here, I guess. I'm going to call it a bay, but it isn't really. Check this little place out and see what we find. Let's go there first, since it is closer to home, and see what there is to see. Well, there's hail. There's a really deep pit. And a little ruin with ore. Oh, this is maybe a little village here. Oh, cute. Very cute. I think I'm going to leave that because we're not really here for ore. And if I can find the right button, there we go. We don't have a ton of storage, so I think I will leave that here. Well, what's over this way? More ore, I'm guessing. Yep, so we have a tiny little sunken mining community of basically 4 blacksmiths, or maybe just people who are obsessed with ore. So let's get out of this hail and we'll continue our search. We have some crazy caves here, that's for sure. I'm not too interested in going deep in them today, but I think I've been fooled. I thought these looked like acacia trees on the map, but they were not. And that's a shame. There's gazelles, though. Oh, that reminds me, I wanted to find out if they can be bred or not. I mean, not like, you know, ground into grain kind of bread. You know what I meant. Alright, well, we're here. Is there anywhere else we suspect might be acacias? Nope, not near here. Too green. Alright, let's try down here. These look nice and sparse, so I think these will be acacias. And it's a bit of a hike, but I think we can do it. I'm being hyperbolic. I know we can do it. It's not that far. I wasn't recording because I was like, look, another seed vessel, more turnip seeds. But no, we got pumpkin seeds. Oh, this is great. I really wanted to try the pumpkin carving that you can do in October and November. And it seems like we might have our chance. So I'm going to have to plant a couple of these guys when we get back home. Okay, now I promise I won't bring it back until I fall down something, or until we are at the acacias. Although, check out that weird and wild mountain formation. Let's get closer. Okay, I lied. I'm not going to stop recording. We are still recording. Oh, wow, is that funky or what? That almost looks like someone came here and tried to live here and carved out some mountains and then stopped halfway through. I have not really seen generation like this in the game before. Chickens up on that mountain. Like, that's an awfully, like, nice, smooth cliff face for a vintage story. Really interesting. Okay, now this time I totally 100% swear I'm not going to record a single second of footage more than I already have. Yep, that's me. The Corazar 100% guarantee works 100% of the time, 20% of the time. Ooh, red top grass. Okay, come. I'm going. Okay, I spy with my little eye more acacia. Oh, and more cornflower. Don't mind if I do. But I've been running through these lands here, and honestly, I kind of like them. They're flat, which is nice for building. They have these really interesting big mountains, and if they had been like more lush, you know, jungly, or at least more green, then I would happily settle here. Whoa. Hey, buddy. So, it looks like we have a bunch of hyenas to deal with, but I'll probably just stop killing them. We have plenty of fat for now, and they're honestly kind of a pain to kill anyway. I'm just going to try to brush on by and get my body in here and my eyeballs and see what there is to be found. In our last area, I did kind of start, oh here we go, training my eye to just spot these from a distance, so I think that's what I'm going to do. The whole looking up and down these trees just takes so long. It's so much easier to pick an angle, look at the trees. If I see anything orange, I go for it. If not, I come from a different angle. And that seems to be working out a little better. Okay, I'm getting vibes that that was the only resin in this little area, but I am going to go ahead and I'll take out you guys, or at least chase you off. Can you go away, please? Thank you. I'm going to dig into here and stay the night, and then check out what's going on down here. You know what, I'm just going to get rid of you after all. Get back here. Yeah, bye. Okay, well, I'll bring you back in the morning, and we will continue our search. And I think if we don't find anything in this search segment, then we'll probably call it for resin for the time being, and we'll shift focus and get working on finding us and mining us some tin. That's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, good morning, everyone. It is drifter time. It's calm, at least. That's nice. Nice change. And I didn't take a moment to check you. Oh! Oh, you actually have fruit. And you're right for the next 23 days? Don't mind if I do. So we get 4 olives. They are fresh for 21 days in inventory, which means that they should last about as long as onions and other vegetables in storage. We're getting a good deal of these. I wonder if we can use them in meals. Wow, so we got about a stack of olives from that one tree. And they seem to have the same satiation as other vegetables too, so cool. I like it. Well, with that said and done, let's go ahead and take a peek at these trees here. I'm just going to run around and take a look, and if I find anything, I'll bring you back, but I don't really expect to find a whole lot. They're not particularly dense here. So, I'll bring y'all back at that time. Well, that didn't take too long. I did want to bring you back because I did find right up here, I found exactly 1 more resin. So we're up to 6 total now, which isn't awful. But I did want to bring y'all back so we could go and visit this trader that I found together. Assuming someone's inside. Hello, Humbert or Humbert. You are a building materials trader, okay. So when I want my, here we go, ancient pillars, or I want plaster, I know right where to come. Now, we needn't despair, because right over this lake here, I did spot another large forest of acacia. So I'm going to head over there. I know, I said we'd go and get tin, but we're so close, I figured why not. And I would really like to get my hands on some meaningful amounts of resin sooner rather than later. Also so that we can start marking, you know, more places to come get resin so we don't have to come and look for it a dozen times to get enough for our needs. So I'll take a look around here. I will report back with how much resin we get. I'm not super invested in making you all watch me hunt down resin through all these trees again, so I'll just report back on what I find, and we will go and look for tin and find some underground trouble instead. How's that sound? Okay, so far, it's been a bust. I found exactly 0 more resin. And I've come all the way down this land here, all the way around there, across the lake again. Took a tippy-tap down there, found nothing. And I've made it back up here. And this is my first time actually seeing a beehive in a log. I knew they could do that, but I'd really only ever seen the hanging ones. But look at that. You can see it just hanging out in there. Is that cool or what? Anyway, that was it. I haven't really found anything else interesting, obviously. But, ooh, here we go. I'll keep my search up, and it looks like we are, maybe, finally, back in territory we need. I'm sure I can reach that from here. There we go. Alright. Cool. 7. It's something, I guess. Okay, everyone. We are pretty much done down here, I think. Surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, but surprised me at least, I did find a fair few more resin on some of these trees here. I want to stop here and bring up the map. So, right in this area, got a nice cluster of them going on. And I'll admit, there were a couple that I didn't really notice until I sort of doubled back while I was chasing some of the hyenas around, or avoiding them. So there's a chance that there might be a few more lurking in here, as well as up here closer to our home. So what we'll do is every time that we need resin, we'll just make sure we go through and sort of scour the whole area again. And I did find that when we were up in the north, the same thing kind of happened, where I'd find half a dozen or so resin in an area, and then when I went through the next time to go and collect them, I found a few more, and then when we dug the magnetite mine, I found a few more, and then on all the resource runs back and forth, found a couple more. So it just sort of ends up building on itself. The more you visit an area, the more you're going to notice stuff. And actually, that's kind of the same thing that happens with terra preta deposits, is that I get a lot of questions about how I find terra preta. I know I've talked about this before, but the real answer is you just keep your eyes open and you'll stumble across it. You will. And that's really how I find most of mine. I'm not typically actively looking for terra preta because it really is everywhere, and you will find it. Just give yourself time and some grace. Look at that mountain range. If that were a little greener, that'd be a really cool place to build too. Much flatter faces than our mountains. Okay, well, I'm going to bundle all this up. Of course, I guess it is bundled up. I'm going to drag this home, and I'll bring you all back when we are home and ready to start on the next thing. Okay, we are home. It is the next day. There are drifters hanging out nearby. Just wanting to say hi. And there is something I want to do before we get moving on the tin half of today, and that is I want to plant these pumpkins. So we're going to need to find some nice flat ground. Of course, I already planted everything I needed on it. Let's go over, say, over here somewhere, and let's plant these pumpkin seeds. How about one right here? So we'll do that. We will put our bucket of water right there. Take that, thank you. And in you go. Now, hares still will not eat pumpkin seeds. I just double-checked that on the release notes. I remembered that in 1.7.0 they did change it so that rabbits can eat some of the southern crops, like rice and amaranth and cassava, which they weren't eating previously. So they are a problem for those now, but not for pumpkins. I don't know if that mirrors real life, or if that's just Tyron being nice to us. So I'm going to go ahead and plant these other pumpkin seeds as soon as I figure out exactly where that's going to happen. And then we will get going on our search, rather our sort of harvest, I guess, of tin. Alright, I gotta know, what the heck happened here? That's wild. Well, pumpkins are all planted. They're all kind of spread around. I did have a bit of a heart leap into throat moment where I was like, oh no, are we planting pumpkins where they can't grow? But no, luckily they can grow here. And I also had a request from a couple people to have a better view from outside of our turret. And there it is. We can't really get much closer without not having much of a view anymore. There is our turret from below. See, it's got that little point at the bottom. Maybe someday we can climb a mountain over here and take a look across. Of course, I know there's a bear on that mountain. Just don't know where yet. Okay, I might get ready, and we're going to go on our tin adventure. And we're off. So weird that it's rainy and cloudy on one side of the mountain, and perfectly clear on the other. Okay, so our search for tin isn't going to take us very far. We're actually going just down here, a bit south of our base. And by south, I mean mostly west. Because west is south. I mean, they're pretty much the same direction, right? West and south. What's the difference? Come on, you can't tell me. What we have here? Decent cassiterite, but we want better than decent. We are not going to settle. Not us. Okay, so here we are. It's a nifty little cave. We could start there, but I don't really like caving for ores. I like to go down. Well, I mean, I guess we could go down there. But I would rather dig straight down somewhere, just not sure where yet. And we'll just start, I don't know, somewhere in here. What are you? You're a very weird crevice. I don't like that, but I kind of want to see what's down there. Silver, apparently. As if we... Oh. A lot of silver, apparently. Okay. And this is the bottom of that cave with boatloads of silver. Yeah, because we needed more silver. Okay, well, I am inclined to just do this, and we'll start digging down from here, I think. So, in case you've all forgotten, since it has been a while since we have done any real mining, my preferred method of finding ores, or digging for them at any rate, is I like to dig straight down, and then every so often I will branch off and tap in multiple directions. So, for instance, let's start here. I'm going to go ahead and just start digging down here, because we're not going to find cassiterite up too terribly high. And maybe around here, I'll take a tippy tap with the node search mode on, and see if I get any hits. Nothing here, but we are still pretty high. It's probably best to start cassiterite searches around 70, assuming the land around you is actually up around sea level. So here we go. I might start taking tippy taps here. Nothing nearby. Then I'll reach out as far as I can, which is 5. So I'll go 4, and then the 5th one I will try here. Because that gets you in this case, an 8x8x8 search radius. And I'll search in all 4 cardinal directions. Nothing. That's okay. But now that we searched here, we know we don't need to search anywhere else for 12 to 16 blocks. Now, I do believe that the radius of the ProPic search is a true radius, so it's not a cube, it's an 8-block radius in my case. I have mine set to 8. So I'm going to go down 12 blocks from here, and we'll search again, because searching down from here gets us the 8 blocks, and searching up from below will give us the rest of the intervening blocks. So we were going 1, 2, and go down 10 more. Well, okay. I guess that I guess that didn't need to happen after all. Neat. We got some bountiful tin without even really trying. So I'm going to mine this out, and then we will do the reach out and see if there's any more tin nearby. Okay, well that deposit wasn't too huge. We got 13 chunks of tin though, and they are bountiful. So I'm going to go ahead and take a tippy tap in this direction. We got trace amounts of cassiterite, which means we might be missing a couple here. But I do intend on still digging out in each of these directions and finding out what lies over here. trace amount. So we are probably missing, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 pieces of ore that I just haven't come across here. Because this deposit was kind of at an angle, so when their disks generate at an angle, they can be kind of tough to get all the ore out. Either that, or we're just surrounded with it. You know. I want to go ahead and stone this so we don't end up with things like bells and stuff spawning here. No one needs that. And then we will continue our dig downward. Okay, here we go. So, we will now go down 12 more from here, and we will check again. Alright, so here we are, 12 blocks below there. Gonna go in all 4 directions again. So we have more silver, of course. We have, wow, large amounts of silver. Holy cow. We have trace cassiterite, which means it could still be hitting the deposit above us. Although yeah, that might be the case. I'm not convinced, but it could be. Wow, so there is large silver that way, large silver that way. Well, it means it's probably below us, isn't it? Well, that means we're going to be hitting this quartz deposit here sometime soon. Or, you know, real soon. But anyway, that is the method that I tend to use. Anyway, I'll keep digging and I'll bring you back if I find anything interesting or scary. But aside from that, I'm just going to go and get some tin. And not silver. Don't touch the silver, Curzar. Don't need that. Okay, everyone, welcome back. We are home, and we are done with today's adventure. But let's take a peek at the goodies we collected along the way. So, in addition to the pumpkin seeds that are now planted out there, and hopefully they are growing and spreading like crazy to give us thousands of pumpkins, we also came back with the right chest somewhere. This one, here we go. We brought back over 40 lumps of fat, and nearly all of these rawhides. I think we brought back like these 2 stacks, and maybe even then some, along with almost all these bones. So that is a good collection. Over here, we brought back 14 resin, and while this isn't going to be everything we need, this is a great start. I feel comfortable starting out with at least 1 windmill to maybe automate our quern, or possibly get a small health hammer going, and so I am very happy with that discovery. And then, with our very short bit of tin mining, we found over a stack of bountiful chunks of cassiterite, as well as 1 really cool looking bountiful crystallized chunk of cassiterite. That is really cool. Now, these crystals, I don't want to break them, just like up at Lupine Ridge, so I'm going to actually pull those out of there and put the tin in. And I think, let's see, well, here's 2 more crystals of copper. I think I want to put these either in their own chest, or if I have a chest of curiosities somewhere. I don't think I do. They'll go in here. I'm not keeping anything else in here, so in you go. And that will be where we keep our crystals. Well, everyone, that is about all we have time for in this episode of the Vintage Story Guide. I hope you enjoyed our rather lucrative adventure to find resin and tin. I'm still in a bit of an adventurous mood, so maybe in the next episode we'll get our big bad armor out and we might go caving for a bit. We haven't done that in a very long time. So, look forward to more adventures, and more swords, and more drifters. If you have any AMA questions you'd like me to answer in a video, drop them in a comment with the hashtag 20questions, or leave them in the 20 Questions Discord channel. Support and social links, including the invite to the Discord server, are in the video description. As always, my name has been Curzar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.